Filmmaker Ken Burns has said of his latest documentary, he doesn't expect to work on a more important film. With Susan Spencer, we take a closer look.
This wing of the family all died in the Holocaust.
All of them.
All of them.
That dark chapter in history left an indelible mark on filmmaker Sarah Botstein's family.
They died in the ghetto of typhus. They were killed in a killing center. They died in all the different ways that the Jews in that part of the world died.
So it was a deeply personal experience for Botstein to work on a documentary about the Holocaust with Ken Burns.
So much has been written about the Second World War, about the Holocaust. Why did you even want to take another look?
Seeing it through the lens of the United States helps us, I believe, understand the Holocaust itself in a much different and perhaps fresher perspective.
We tell ourselves stories as a nation. One of the stories we tell ourselves is that we're a land of immigrants. But in moments of crisis, it becomes very hard for us to live up to those stories.
Their film, 7 years in the making and airing on PBS later this month, is entitled The U.S. and the Holocaust. In painstaking detail, Burns, Botstein, and their partner Lynn Novick unravel how America reacted to this humanitarian catastrophe.
We failed. You know, we let in more human beings than any other sovereign nation, but if we'd done 10 times that many, I think we would have failed. And it's a failure at every level. It's a failure in the executive, it's a failure in the legislative branch, it's a failure in media, it's a failure in the general population.
Many white Protestant Americans came to fear they were about to be outnumbered and outbred by the newcomers and their offspring, that they were being replaced.
The documentary cites shocking national polls to make the point. In 1938, just 2 weeks after Kristallnacht, a night of terror when Nazis attacked and murdered Jews across Germany, only 1 in 5 Americans said the U.S. should admit more Jewish exiles. The following year, that number was 1 in 10.
Was this because of a lack of information?
We cannot blame America's lack of action on not knowing. There was a great deal of coverage in the newspapers of what Hitler was doing as the situation got worse and worse and worse. Deportations, mass killings, thousands of refugees trying to get out, lines at consulates. All of this was known.
But instead of opening our doors, we shut them ever more tightly, says Lynn Novick, who partly blames widespread American xenophobia. Celebrity aviator Charles Lindbergh was the face of it.
He was an icon, he was a hero, they had songs about him, and he really believed a kind of ugly, anti-Semitic, white supremacist ideology, that the Nordic race should prevail. He said these things, Americans clapped.
One thing that has been cited in this discussion has to do with the context when this all happened. The Depression was going on at the time, among other things. There was a lot of leftover isolationism from World War I. Does any of that, in your mind, give America a pass?
I can't give America a pass on what happened and what we failed to do, but I can definitely appreciate the challenges and difficulties that our leaders faced.
We did not play a role in the murder of the Jews. We just did not do enough as a good people to get the people on the edge of this cataclysm out. And that is on us, and will forever be on us.
Sharp limits on immigration had been in effect since the mid-20s, when quotas were set for each country. During the war, a State Department official named Breckinridge Long enforced those restrictions with gusto.
He also assiduously worked to sort of suppress information about the true nature of the Nazi threat to the Jewish people of Europe. So reports came across his desk that he should have passed on to other people that he just buried.
Reports such as extermination is a policy.
Yes, exactly.
We made it hard technically to get here. Paperwork, visas, affidavits, sponsors. I mean, You can appreciate now how hard it is just to renew your passport. And you're now stateless. You're in a country that's been taken over. We made it very onerous and hard to get here.
So all of this, or most of this, is just paperwork.
And just imagine for anyone who came here, all of this had to happen.
In Lynn Novick's office, case files tell the story of World War II refugees desperate to get to America. Among them, a household name.
When we started to make the film, it came to our attention that Anne Frank's family had tried to get to America, a fact that I did not know.
I don't think most people know that.
I don't think most Americans know that.
We all know Anne Frank. Everybody knows Anne Frank. And to think that she could be here talking to you right now if America had had a different immigration policy.
You believe
tells
that?
you something. I absolutely believe that. I absolutely believe that.
By 1945, 2 out of every 3 European Jews had been murdered. Yet even then, only 5% of Americans wanted to let more refugees in, while more than a third said we should admit even fewer.
That's after you've seen the horrific images of the liberation of the camps and the bodies piled up and the emaciated people. That is a tough pill to swallow, very tough pill to swallow. You know?
Are you worried that people will interpret this as sort of indicting our nation, if you will?
I don't see this at all as an indictment. I really don't. I think we're really, truly trying to just tell the story of what happened.
It's not shaming America, it's thinking about how to do better.
Hundreds of white nationalists storming the University of Virginia.
At the very end, there's this montage with no narration. Charlottesville, a build-a-wall rally, a report of attack on a synagogue. What did you intend to convey with that montage?
There is, right now, all of the elements coalescing for something bad to happen again.
You felt a sense of urgency growing.
I feel a sense of urgency. We're not trying to equate anything with the Holocaust. That would be a horrible thing to do. We're just saying, let's not get there again as human beings. Please, let's not get there again.